Captain Eric Lawson stood tall on the bridge of the Defiant Asterisk. He adjusted his uniform and took a deep breath. Today was the biggest day in human history. After decades of searching the stars, humanity had finally made contact with alien life. Not just any aliens, but the Galactic Council, a group of 24 advanced species that ruled this part of the galaxy. "Captain, we're receiving the docking instructions," said Lieutenant Frank Boyd from the navigation console. "Proceed with caution, Lieutenant," Lawson replied. His eyes moved to the massive space station ahead. It sparkled like a jewel against the blackness of space, with smooth curves and glowing blue lights that no human architect could have imagined. Dr. Samantha Miller stood next to the captain. As the ship's chief science officer, she had spent the last 3 months preparing for this meeting. "Nervous?" Lawson asked quietly. "Terrified," Miller admitted with a small smile. "But excited too. Think of what we could learn from them." The Defiant Asterisk moved slowly into the docking bay of the Council station. Through the viewports, they could see dozens of alien ships, each stranger than the last. Some looked like giant crystals, others like metal squids or floating cities. After docking, a delegation of 5 humans prepared to meet the Council representatives. Captain Lawson and Dr. Miller were joined by Diplomatic Officer Susan Green, Security Chief Peter Walsh, and Engineer Greg Howard. The alien greeting party waiting for them consisted of 3 different species. The leader was clearly of Vrexian, tall and thin with gray skin that seemed to shimmer like silk. His 4 arms were decorated with gold bands, and his large eyes were entirely black. "I am Zondar, First Ambassador of the Galactic Council," the Vrexian said through a translator device. "We welcome humanity to the greater community of spacefaring civilizations." The initial meetings went well. The aliens seemed friendly and willing to share knowledge. They explained the structure of the Council, its laws, and how new species were integrated. They showed the humans wonders beyond imagination: medical technology that could cure any disease, energy sources that never depleted, food production systems that could end hunger forever. On the 3rd day, the tone changed. "We have analyzed your ship," Zondar told them during a private meeting. "Your quantum displacement drive is concerning." "Our FTL drive?" Lawson asked. "It's new technology, but it works well for us." Zondar's expression remained unreadable. "Such technology is considered dangerous in the hands of younger species. Council protocol requires that you share this technology with us for safekeeping until humanity reaches an appropriate development level." Dr. Miller frowned. "With all due respect, Ambassador, that drive took us 50 years to develop. It's the cornerstone of our space program." "Nevertheless," Zondar said coldly, "surrender of dangerous technologies is not negotiable for Council membership." Captain Lawson stood his ground. "I don't have the authority to surrender Earth's key technology. We would need to consult with our government." The atmosphere in the room changed instantly. The friendly masks of the aliens fell away. "That is unfortunate," Zondar said. He pressed a button on his wrist device. Alarms blared on the Defiant Asterisk. Officer Green's communicator buzzed with an emergency message. "Captain, the station's weapon systems are powering up. They're targeting us." Lawson didn't hesitate. "Back to the ship. Now." The human delegation ran, even as station security forces moved to block their path. Chief Walsh and his security team created a defensive perimeter, allowing the others to reach the docking bay. The Defiant Asterisk barely escaped, its shields failing under heavy fire. 3 smaller Council ships pursued them, weapons blazing. By the time they made the jump back to Earth, half the crew was dead, and the ship was barely holding together. As Captain Lawson sent the emergency message to Earth Command, he knew one thing for certain: the Galactic Council wasn't interested in welcoming humanity as equals. They wanted submission or elimination. Humanity had just made its first enemy among the stars, and it would not be the last. 5 years passed since that first deadly meeting with the Galactic Council. 5 years of constant attacks, battles, and losses for humanity. Admiral William Grant stared at the holographic map in Earth's Defense Command Center. Red dots showed Council ships moving through the solar system. There were more red dots every day. Mars colony reports heavy bombardment again, said Communications Officer Karen Wells. Her voice was tired. Everyone was tired after 5 years of war. Send the Fourth Fleet to help them, Grant ordered. He knew it wouldn't be enough. The Fourth Fleet had only 7 ships left. The Council would send 20. On the other side of the room, General Olivia Pierce studied battle reports. She had become famous for her new fighting style. When Council ships attacked, her forces would scatter, then attack from different directions. They couldn't win, but they could slow the enemy down. Admiral, we lost contact with Europa base, Wells reported, her voice breaking. The last message says Council forces broke through the ice shields. Grant closed his eyes briefly. 10,000 people lived on Europa. His sister was one of them. On Mars, the situation was just as bad. Council ships dropped bombs on the main colony dome. Inside a bunker deep under the surface, soldiers fought to protect the civilians trying to reach the escape ships. Sergeant John Baker fired his rifle at the alien soldiers breaking through the door. Hold them back, he shouted to his squad. Just 5 more minutes until the civilians reached the ships. His squad fought bravely, but the aliens had better weapons and armor. One by one, Baker's soldiers fell. As the last civilian ship took off, Baker set off the bunker's self-destruct sequence. He and his remaining men died, but they took hundreds of Council troops with them. Back on Earth, in a secret base under the Rocky Mountains, Dr. Alan Rodriguez worked with his team of engineers. The room was filled with pieces of alien technology salvaged from crashed Council ships. I think I've figured out how their shield systems work, said Dr. Rodriguez, pointing to a glowing blue device on his workbench. They use a different kind of energy field than we do. If we can copy this, our ships might last longer in battle. His assistant, Linda Cooper, nodded as she made notes. What about their weapons? Have we made any progress there? Some, Rodriguez replied. Their laser systems are more advanced, but I think we can adapt our own designs using what we've learned. Every small discovery gave humanity a better chance at survival. But time was running out. In orbit around Earth, the space station Freedom served as the headquarters for the United Earth Navy. In a secure meeting room, the top military leaders gathered. Admiral Grant pointed to a new battle plan. Council forces are pushing toward Earth from all directions. At their current pace, they'll break through our outer defenses in 3 months. Defense Secretary Ben Hoffman looked grim. Do we have any good news? General Pierce stepped forward. Actually, we do. Our intelligence teams have analyzed Council battle tactics for 5 years now. They're powerful but predictable. They always follow the same patterns. We've used this knowledge to plan targeted strikes against their supply lines. Has it worked? Asked Hoffman. Yes, Pierce said. For the first time, we're seeing Council ships retreat from some areas. Not because we've beaten them, but because they can't get supplies. Admiral Grant added, and our research teams have made breakthroughs with the alien technology. We're not just losing anymore, we're learning. Secretary Hoffman nodded slowly. Then maybe it's time to consider Project Leviathan. The room went silent. Project Leviathan was their most desperate plan, one so secret that only the people in this room knew about it. If we're going to do it, Grant said, we need to start now, while we still have resources to spare. Hoffman looked at each person in the room before speaking. Then it's decided. Project Leviathan begins today. Hidden among the thousands of rocks in the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter, Project Leviathan took shape. What once was a small mining operation had grown into the largest shipyard humanity had ever built. No one could see it from the outside. Dr. Kimberly Winters had developed special stealth technology that hid the entire operation from Council scanners. The Council ships often passed nearby, but they never noticed the massive construction site right in front of them. Chief Engineer Paul Martinez walked through the central assembly area. All around him, thousands of workers moved like ants, building something unprecedented in human history. "How are the shield generators coming along?" he asked his assistant, Steve Lewis. "We've installed the first set," Lewis replied. Dr. Rodriguez's team sent over the new designs based on Council technology. "They're 3 times stronger than anything we've built before." Martinez nodded and looked up at the enormous ship taking form above them. It was huge, nearly a mile long, with smooth, dark metal plating covering its hull. Unlike the blocky human ships of the past, this one had sleek lines and curves, a blend of human and alien design principles. "And the quantum displacement drive?" Martinez asked. "That's the best part," Lewis said with a rare smile. "The new drive is ready for testing. It's not just a copy of Council technology. It's better. Our scientists improved it. If it works like they say, this ship will be able to jump farther and faster than any Council vessel." In another part of the shipyard, weapons specialist Amy Grant supervised the installation of the main cannons. "Careful with that power coupling," she told her team. "These aren't regular laser cannons. They're based on the particle beam technology we salvaged from that downed Council dreadnought last year." A young technician looked up at the massive weapon. "Will this really be enough to fight the Council?" Grant's face grew serious. "This ship isn't built to fight the Council. It's built to defeat them." Back on Earth, the war continued to go badly. Council forces had established bases on the Moon and were launching daily attacks on Earth's defensive shield grid. More refugee ships arrived from the outer colonies every day, filled with injured and homeless people. In the Defense Command Center, Admiral Grant received the weekly progress report from Project Leviathan. "They're ahead of schedule," he told General Pierce. "The ship could be ready in 6 months instead of 8. "That's the first good news I've heard in weeks," Pierce replied. "But will it be soon enough? The Council is getting closer every day." Grant looked at the latest casualty reports. "It has to be." In the secret shipyard, work continued day and night. The ship now had a name. The *UES Nemesis*, Earth's revenge given physical form. Dr. Rodriguez arrived from Earth to personally oversee the installation of the advanced systems his team had developed. "The quantum computers are online," he told Martinez as they walked through the ship's half-finished bridge. "They can process battlefield data 100 times faster than our current systems." "What about the crew?" Martinez asked. "This ship has so many new systems. Will anyone know how to operate it?" "Training programs are already running back on Earth," Rodriguez explained. "We're using simulations based on the ship's specs. By the time it's ready, we'll have qualified personnel for every station." In the massive hangar bay, fighter craft were being loaded, specialized ships designed to work with the Nemesis in battle. Each one carried weapons that would have been considered a miracle just 5 years ago. Project Leviathan represented humanity's full potential: the best minds, the best technology, and the unwavering will to survive. 6 months later, as Council forces broke through Earth's outer defenses, a message arrived at Defense Command. "Project Leviathan complete. *UES Nemesis* ready for deployment." It was time to choose a captain. Captain Daniel Hayes stood in front of the large window in Admiral Grant's office. Through it, he could see the ruins of what had once been Washington, D.C. Half the buildings were gone, destroyed by Council bombing runs. The sky was dark with smoke even though it was midday. "You wanted to see me, sir?" Hayes asked. Admiral Grant looked up from his desk. "Yes, Captain. I have a new assignment for you." Hayes didn't show much emotion. At 42, he had seen too much war for that. His previous ship, the Defender had been destroyed in battle 3 months ago. He was one of only 20 survivors from a crew of 300. "What's the assignment?" Hayes asked. Grant pressed a button on his desk, and a holographic image appeared between them. A ship unlike any Hayes had ever seen. "This is the UES Nemesis asterisk," Grant said. "The most advanced warship ever built by human hands. And you're going to be her captain." Hayes stared at the image, taking in the sleek lines and massive weapon systems. "Is this Project Leviathan?" Grant nodded. "Very few people know about it. We've been building her in secret for almost a year. She has technology that we've reverse-engineered from Council ships, but improved by our scientists. She's faster, stronger, and more deadly than anything the Council has." Hayes walked around the hologram, studying it from all angles. "When do I leave?" "Tomorrow. Your executive officer is already waiting for you at the shipyard, Commander Lisa Morgan." Hayes recognized the name. "She was stationed on Europa when it fell, wasn't she?" "Yes, she lost her entire family there. She's one of our best tactical officers, but she's also driven by something personal. I think you two will work well together." The next morning, a small transport ship took Hayes to the asteroid belt. The journey was tense, as they had to avoid Council patrols along the way. When they finally reached the hidden shipyard, Hayes was amazed by what he saw. The Nemesis asterisk was even more impressive in person than in the hologram. It floated in the center of the shipyard, dark and powerful, like a predator waiting to strike. Commander Lisa Morgan met him at the docking bay. She was tall and serious, with short brown hair and eyes that had seen too much suffering. "Welcome aboard, Captain," she said, saluting. "The ship is ready for your inspection." Hayes spent the next few hours touring the Nemesis asterisk, meeting the crew, and learning about its systems. Everything was new, advanced, and untested in real battle conditions. "The quantum displacement drive is our biggest advantage," Commander Morgan explained as they stood in the engine room. "It allows us to jump in and out of battle almost instantly, and the Council won't be able to track us." Chief Engineer Martinez added, "And our weapons systems are specifically designed to target weaknesses in Council ship designs. We've studied their battles for 5 years. We know how they fight." That evening, in his new quarters, Hayes received a secure transmission from Admiral Grant. "Your first mission is to strike at the Council's forward base in the Proxima Centauri system," Grant said. "It's their staging area for attacks on Earth. If you can destroy it, it will buy us valuable time." Hayes nodded. "When do we leave?" "As soon as you're ready. And Captain, this mission is more than just a military strike. It's about showing humanity that we can fight back, that we have hope." After the transmission ended, Hayes stood alone, thinking about the responsibility he now carried. The Nemesis asterisk wasn't just a ship, it was humanity's last chance. The next morning, Captain Hayes addressed the crew for the first time. "Today we take the fight to the enemy," he said simply. "Today we show the Council that humanity will not be defeated." The Nemesis asterisk powered up its systems, broke away from the shipyard, and then vanished in a flash of light as its quantum drive activated. The counterattack had begun. News of the Nemesis asterisk first victory spread quickly through what remained of human space. The Council base at Proxima Centauri had been completely destroyed. Not a single human life was lost in the attack. In underground bases on Earth and in hidden colonies throughout the solar system, people gathered around screens to watch footage of the battle. They saw the Nemesis asterisk appear from nowhere, its advanced weapons cutting through Council ships like they were made of paper. Then, before the Council could respond, the human warship vanished again. For the first time in 5 years, people began to hope. Fleet Admiral Victoria Russell used this new hope to organize a larger strategy. From her command center on Earth, she coordinated attacks across multiple fronts. The Nemesis asterisk would strike a major target. Then smaller human forces would attack while the Council was still confused. "Council forces are pulling back from Mars orbit," an officer reported during one strategy meeting. "They're trying to regroup after the Nemesis asterisk hit their command ship." Admiral Russell nodded. "Then it's time for Phase 2. Tell the 3rd and 5th Fleets to move in and secure Mars." 2 years after the Nemesis first launched, the war had changed completely. Humanity was no longer just defending. They were attacking and winning. On the Council military flagship Dominant Commander Krellfak slammed his fist on the table. "How is this happening?" he demanded. His 4 eyes blinked rapidly, a sign of extreme stress in his species. How can one human ship cause so much damage? His officers had no good answers. Krellfak had never lost a campaign before. He had helped the Council conquer 12 other species. None had resisted like the humans. "They don't fight according to any rules," one officer complained. "They appear, attack, and disappear. We can never catch them in a proper battle." Krellfak growled. "Find a way to track that ship. I want it destroyed." While the Council struggled to counter the Nemesis humanity found new allies. Jack Wilson, a skilled diplomat who had once worked with alien species before the war, made contact with others who suffered under Council rule. On a small moon in a neutral system, Wilson met with representatives of the Talarians, a species known for their advanced communication technology. "We have watched your resistance with great interest," said the Talarian leader, whose skin changed colors as she spoke. "No one has ever challenged the Council so effectively." "We're fighting for our survival," Wilson explained. "But we know we're not the only ones the Council has hurt." The Talarian's skin turned a deep blue, a sign of agreement. "We will share our communication technology with you. It will help you coordinate your forces across greater distances." Similar meetings happened with the Varks, a race of mechanical beings who had been forced to build weapons for the Council. They offered their manufacturing skills to help produce more ships based on Nemesis technology. Back on the Nemesis Captain Hayes and his crew prepared for their biggest mission yet. For months, they had been pushing deeper into Council territory, learning more about their enemy with each attack. "The Council is calling us pirates and terrorists in their communications," reported Communications Officer Joe Klein. Commander Morgan smiled slightly. "Good. That means we're scaring them." In the ship's conference room, Hayes studied the latest intelligence reports. "Our new Talarian allies have provided locations of 3 major Council shipyards. If we can destroy them, we'll cripple their ability to replace the ships we've destroyed." Chief Engineer Martinez pointed to a specific target on the map. "This one is producing their newest Dreadnought-class vessels. It should be our first priority." Hayes nodded in agreement. "Set course. We jump in 6 hours." As the Nemesis prepared for its next mission, Admiral Russell received an important message on Earth. Their intelligence operatives had discovered something critical: the location of the Council's central military installation, their last and strongest defense. The path to final victory was becoming clear. After 2 years of successful campaigns, the war had changed completely. Humanity and its new allies had pushed the Council forces back across multiple star systems. It was time for the final push. Nicole Barrett was one of Earth's best intelligence operatives. She had spent 6 months undercover on a trading station near Council space, gathering information. Now she was back on Earth, standing in Admiral Russell's office with vital news. "I found it," Barrett said, her voice quiet but excited. "The location of the Council's central military installation." Admiral Russell leaned forward. "You're certain?" Barrett nodded and placed a data chip on the desk. "It's called the Bastion. It's a massive space station orbiting a neutron star in the Sagittarius Arm. Every piece of intelligence confirms it." The Admiral activated the chip. A holographic image appeared, showing a space station unlike anything humans had seen before. It was enormous, with multiple rings surrounding a central core, all protected by energy fields that glowed blue against the darkness of space. "This is their fortress," Barrett explained. "It's where they coordinate all military operations. Their highest leaders are there, including Supreme Counselor Trexvale himself." Admiral Russell studied the image carefully. Why would they put their most important installation near a neutron star? "That's dangerous." "Because they use the star's energy to power their defenses. Barrett replied. Those energy fields are stronger than anything we've encountered before. They think it makes them invincible. The Admiral called an emergency meeting with Earth's military leadership. Captain Hayes and Commander Morgan were brought back from the front lines to attend. This is our chance to end the war, Admiral Russell told the group. If we can destroy the Bastion, we can break the Council's power forever. Captain Hayes studied the holographic images of the target. Those defenses look formidable. The Nemesis is powerful, but I'm not sure even our weapons can penetrate those shields. Dr. Rodriguez, who had been quiet until now, spoke up. Actually, I think we can. My team has been working on something new, a weapon we call the gravity lance. All eyes turned to him. It creates controlled singularities, Rodriguez explained. Think of it as a focused black hole. No shield can stop it because it distorts space itself. Is it ready? Hayes asked. It will be by the time we reach the Bastion, Rodriguez promised. We'll need to install it on the Nemesis while it's being resupplied. The meeting continued late into the night as they planned the attack. It would require coordination between the Nemesis and all Allied fleets. They would have one chance to get it right. 3 weeks later, the Nemesis departed Earth for the last time. The ship had been upgraded with the new gravity lance and other improvements. The crew knew this would be their most dangerous mission yet. In his quarters, Captain Hayes recorded a message for Earth Command. We understand the importance of this mission, he said. If we succeed, we end the war. If we fail, the Council will know the location of our allies and our remaining forces. Everything depends on what happens at the Bastion. Meanwhile, on the Bastion itself, the Council's leadership gathered. They had received reports of the human advances, but remained confident in their ultimate victory. Supreme Counselor Trex Fowl addressed the Council members. The humans have proven more resilient than expected, but their success cannot last. Here at the Bastion, we are safe. From this fortress, we will rebuild our forces and crush their resistance once and for all. Grand Admiral Hezkor, the Supreme Military Commander of all Council forces, nodded in agreement. Our analysts have studied the human warship. We understand its capabilities now. We have developed countermeasures. What they didn't know was that the Nemesis was already on its way, along with the largest fleet of Allied ships ever assembled. The final battle for the galaxy was about to begin. The neutron star glowed with deadly energy as the Nemesis approached the Bastion. Captain Hayes stood on the bridge, watching the massive Council space station through the view screen. It was bigger than anything humans had ever built, a fortress that housed the Council's leaders and their last hope for victory. All systems are ready, Captain, Commander Morgan reported. Dr. Rodriguez's new gravity lance is fully charged. Hayes nodded. Around the Bastion, hundreds of Council ships formed a defensive wall. They were waiting, having learned from past defeats not to spread their forces too thin. Are our allies in position? Hayes asked. Communications Officer Klein checked his console. Yes, sir. The combined fleet is ready to begin the attack. The plan was simple but dangerous. The Allied fleet would engage the Council forces, drawing them into battle. While they fought, the Nemesis would use the neutron star's gravity to enhance its quantum jump, allowing it to bypass the outer defenses and strike directly at the Bastion itself. Send the signal, Hayes ordered. Operation Final Strike begins now. Across the battlefield, ships from Earth, Teleria, and other Allied worlds moved forward. The Council fleet responded, breaking their defensive formation to meet the attack. Explosions flashed across space as the battle began. On the Bastion, Supreme Counselor Trex Fowl watched with confidence. The Vrexian leader had ruled the Council for over a century. He had overseen the conquest of many worlds. The humans are desperate, he told the other Council members gathered in the command center. They throw everything they have at us, but our fortress is impregnable. Grand Admiral Hezkor agreed. We have studied the human warship carefully. Our defenses are specifically designed to counter its weapons. Even if it breaks through our fleet, it cannot harm the Bastion." They were wrong. On the Nemesis *, Dr. Rodriguez made final adjustments to the gravity lance. "This weapon creates a controlled singularity," he explained to Hayes. "It will tear through any known defensive shield." Hayes gave the order. "Execute the jump." The Nemesis * vanished from its position, using the neutron star's massive gravity field to bend space even further than its normal capabilities. The ship reappeared directly beside the Bastion's command center. Before the Council forces could react, the gravity lance fired. A beam of concentrated gravity struck the station's shields. For a moment, the shields held. Then they shattered like glass. The beam continued, cutting deep into the Bastion structure. "Launch boarding parties," Hayes ordered. "Target the command center." Marine Commander Ryan Cooper led the assault teams. They moved through the damaged sections of the station, fighting their way toward the Council leadership. The Council guards fought hard, but they had never faced human Marines in direct combat before. They weren't prepared for their aggression and adaptability. In the command center, alarms blared as sections of the Bastion lost power or were breached. Supreme Counselor Trex Val couldn't believe what was happening. "Impossible," he shouted. "No weapon can breach our defenses." Grand Admiral Hes Corps rushed to organize the defense, but it was too late. The doors to the command center exploded inward. Commander Cooper and his Marines stormed in, weapons ready. "Supreme Counselor Trex Val," Cooper said, "in the name of humanity and our allies, you are defeated." Trex Val looked at the human Marines, then at the screen showing his burning fortress and the Nemesis * holding position outside. In his long life, he had never faced such a moment. "I offer unconditional surrender," he said finally. Word of the Council's defeat spread quickly across the galaxy. The war that had nearly destroyed humanity ended not with extinction, but with victory. The Galactic Council was dissolved, replaced by a new interstellar concordat, where all species had equal representation. As the Nemesis * returned to Earth in triumph, Captain Hayes stood on the bridge, looking at the planet he had fought to protect. "What made the difference?" Commander Morgan asked, standing beside him. "Was it the technology? The ship?" Hayes shook his head. "Those helped, but they weren't the real reason we won. We won because we never stopped adapting, never stopped fighting. The Council underestimated humanity's determination to survive." As Earth grew larger in the viewscreen, Hayes knew the galaxy would never be the same. Humanity had proven itself among the stars, and the Nemesis *, the ultimate warship, had led the way.